Welcome to the presentation on the impact of takeaway food on the restaurant industry. In this presentation, we explored the competitive landscape of the restaurant industry and the rise of takeaway food. We also used Porter's 5 forces model to analyze the impact of takeaway food on the industry. We provided examples of takeaway food providers and home delivery services, and discussed their relevancy to the analysis of the restaurant industry. Finally, we concluded the presentation by summarizing the positive and negative effects of the takeaway trend on the food service industry and discussing the need for restaurants to adapt and evolve in order to succeed in the future. We hope that you have gained a better understanding of the impact of takeaway food on the restaurant industry and how Porter's 5 forces model can be used to analyze the market change. If you are interested in learning more about your markets and customers, new trends and innovations, or any other relevant business information, we recommend contacting Webintelligency. Thank you for joining us for this presentation. We live in challenging times, and the food service industry, particularly the restaurant industry, has been greatly affected by the ongoing pandemic. Restaurants operate in a highly competitive landscape, with many competitors offering a similar product, food and drink. Traditionally, their competitive advantage or strategy has been based on factors such as price, service, prestige, and accessibility. However, the rise of takeaway food has had a significant impact on this industry, damaging the traditional pillars of the industry and flattening the competition. This trend has forced the industry to adapt and evolve in order to survive. Before we delve into the analysis itself, it is important to understand the principles of the 5 forces model by Michael Porter. Porter's 5 forces is a framework developed by Michael Porter in 1979 that helps businesses understand the intensity of competition within an industry and how it affects a company's ability to generate profits. The 5 forces are: threat of new entrants, bargaining power of buyers, bargaining power of suppliers, threat of substitutes, and intensity of rivalry among existing competitors. We will use this model in the presentation to understand the impact of takeaway food on the restaurant industry. The rise of takeaway food has had a mixed impact on the threat of new entrants in the restaurant industry. On one hand, it has increased the threat of new entrants, as it is relatively easy for new companies to enter the market and start offering takeaway food. On the other hand, it has also increased the barriers to entry for traditional restaurants, as they must now compete with takeaway food providers. Digital technology has also played a role in the threat of new entrants, as it has made it easier for new companies to enter the market and reach a wider audience. In the restaurant industry, buyers have a high level of bargaining power due to the wide range of options available to them. The rise of takeaway food has further increased the bargaining power of buyers, as it provides an additional and convenient option for purchasing food. In the restaurant industry, there are a high number of suppliers, including food and beverage suppliers, equipment suppliers, and labor suppliers. This can lead to a low level of bargaining power for individual suppliers. The rise of takeaway food has had a mixed impact on supplier bargaining power. On one hand, it has increased the demand for certain types of suppliers, such as food and beverage suppliers. On the other hand, closing restaurants caused a decrease in hiring staff, although highly qualified staff suppliers has also increased the supplier's bargaining power. It seems that high-qualified cooks gained an increase in their bargaining power. In the restaurant industry, there are many substitutes for dining out, including cooking at home, ordering takeaway food, or eating at a fast food restaurant. The rise of takeaway food has increased the threat of substitutes, as it provides a more convenient and affordable alternative to dining out. The restaurant industry is highly competitive, with many restaurants offering similar products and services. The rise of takeaway food has increased the intensity of rivalry among existing competitors, as restaurants must now compete not only with each other, but also with takeaway food providers. In conclusion, the takeaway trend has both positive and negative effects on the food service industry. While it has boosted profits, it has also led to the decline of the traditional dining experience. In order to adapt and succeed in the future, restaurants will need to consider ways to enhance the at-home dining experience and make use of digital technology. By analyzing the market change using Porter's 5 forces model, we can understand the intensity of competition within the industry and how it affects a company's ability to generate profits. We can conclude that the rise of takeaway food has had a mixed impact on the industry, increasing the threat of new entrants, bargaining power of buyers, and threat of substitutes, but relatively decreasing the bargaining power of suppliers and intensity of rivalry among existing competitors. Takeaway food suppliers also increase the threat of new entrants into the market. It is relatively easy for new companies to enter the market and start offering takeaway food, which increases the competition for traditional restaurants. The rise of home delivery services has impacted the restaurant industry by increasing the threat of substitutes, increasing the threat of new entrants, and affecting the demand for certain types of suppliers. If you are interested in learning more about your markets and customers, new trends and innovations, or any other relevant business information, we recommend contacting Webintelligency. Webintelligency is a leading provider of market research and competitive intelligence services, and can help you close information gaps and build a successful competitive strategy and edge. By leveraging their expertise and insights, you can make informed decisions that drive your business forward. Contact Webintelligency today to learn more.